This episode of Capes and Lunatics is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. Get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
This is Luca Perich, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
Diggity dank.
Look at her old gangster over there. Yeah, diggity dank, yo.
That's right.
You know what that diggity dank means. Welcome back to another week of the Nightwing news. I am Phil. Joining me as always.
I'm Kristen.
It's very wrapped up, Chris.
Yes. Winter is coming. Wrong podcast.
I was gonna say Game of Thrones. Slow down, Game of Thrones. All right. All right. So tonight, no new news. So we will be covering classic, part of the Batman Reborn storyline from Batman 687 through 691, August through early December 2009.
Wow, 11 years ago.
That's right. But we're catching up. And oh yeah, if there's any Dick Grayson stories, it doesn't matter if it's Robin, Nightwing, whatever. If you want to see them covered next year, because we already have the schedule pretty much nailed down for this year. But hey, yeah, if you want to see any Dick Grayson stories covered with that we're not covering, email us, capesandlunatics@gmail.com, and we'll add it to the schedule for next year.
That's right. We're taking requests.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, gotta make the people happy. All right, so
it's true.
Yeah, so Batman 687.
Yeah, actually, I have to say, I already took the ones back to my dad. I had kind of forgotten, aside from the Two-Face and the stupid, and the teleporting,
yes,
the, magical teleportation, that was mainly what I remembered. But this one was really good, and so I'm glad you picked it, because after I read it, I was like, oh, that was way better than I remembered.
Yeah, because this one starts with a flashback.
Yup.
With baby Dick Robin pulling a sneak attack on Batman in the Batcave. Yes, because he attacks Batman. You told me I was supposed to sneak attack you.
Batman's all like, well, I'm pinning you to the ground right now, so that's not exactly a win. And he's like, no, I won. All I had to do was sneak and attack you. I didn't have to not get pinned to the ground. Because
he said, you're supposed to, not in the cave, you're supposed to attack me in the streets. And he's like, you would have seen that coming a mile away. Well, a million miles from shore, Popeye.
Then he says, I just beat the Batman. Watch out. Someday I might be head monkey in charge.
And it'll be me in the cape and Kyle. Careful what you...
Dun, dun, dun.
Careful.
Foreshadowing.
I was going to say, careful what you wish for, kid.
Pretty much.
Then present day, yeah. Just see Alfred mourning at the
I know.
Display cases, yeah.
And then, in this one you kind of get, this first one you kind of get a lot of flashbacks, because he isn't really Batman until near the end.
Yeah, they kind of...
Because he's just driving by, and he's doing drive-by crime fighting.
Yeah, because, they show however long ago this was, a bunch of armed guys just, shooting up the streets, and then they get taken out by a net from the Batmobile.
Yep.
Which, I mean, I like this story, but it's kind of weird because it's like, we see when he makes the decision in Battle for the Cow, so I guess, is this supposed to be before Battle for the Cow?
Yeah, it is a little weird because this one, I think, comes after Battle for the Cow, but it's almost like this first issue is kind of contemporaneous, some of it's before Battle for the Cow, because you've got the sad part where they show up, where Superman and Wonder Woman show up with Batman's cowl.
Yes, after Final Crisis, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they bring the...
And they're like, what's his plan if he died? And then Alfred comes down and he says, I'm doing terrible. My son has died.
Well, yeah, because he brings them, drinks or whatever. And, Superman asks him if he's all right. He's like, am I all right? No, sir, I'm not. My son has died. So,
and then you've got Dick sitting on, I think, some kind of balcony at Wayne Manor.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I knew you probably wouldn't die an old man, but I just wasn't ready to lose him. And he cries. And then Alfred comes to talk to him. Oh, it was good. I'm glad that they're crying. I'm glad that they're crying because you know what? That's healthy. I don't want them to be bottling their emotions up. No emotions, only justice.
But I love how he puts his hand on Dick's shoulder and then he like tells him, he wasn't ready either. But then he's like, you can't let them have a funeral. He's
and then
he's like, they're not. He's like, they won't care. They won't. They want one of their costume parades. See, Death of Superman. A half mile of spandex and body armor, all lined up behind an empty coffin with a cape draped over it. No.
Although, don't they bring a body back later?
Yeah. Because, that's how Superman basically confirms that Bruce is dead because he does uses his microscopic vision or something to like check the DNA. Meanwhile, Darkseid was like making Batman clones. So the DNA looked like Bruce's, but it was a clone. Yeah.
So that's why it was all wonky when he went into the pit.
Yeah, when Dick throws it in the pit later, it comes out all evilly, yeah.
So then he says, yes, Batman lives, always.
Oh, yeah, because we see, I'm guessing that's Green Arrow, Black Canary, Wonder Woman, is that Clark without his glasses? Yeah, Dick's like that.
I mean, that's definitely Green Arrow. I mean, nobody else has that facial hair. He's so distinctive.
Yeah, Dick's like, Batman's not dead. I don't mean that in some spiritual pep talk sort of way. What I mean is the world cannot know he's dead. Most don't even know he was human. Vampire, demon, ghost. We all know the myths. Batman lives, always. They need to think he's still out there. Oh, Lord. But yeah, Alfred's talking to the empty suit, telling him he's trying. But then, where's Damian at?
And then he, bazookas somebody. Oh, yeah, that radioactive guy.
Dr. Phosphorus, right. Yeah.
Yeah, Dr. Phosphorus. And he, talks about all of a sudden, 4, get in the car.
Well, yeah, because, Damian was, trying to beat Dr. Phosphorus down until Dick hits him with, what is that? Whatever.
I don't know, a bazooka full of anti-radioactive foam.
Yeah, some kind of, because he tells Damon, he's like, he doesn't feel pain. 2, he's a walking radiation leak. You're not dressed for that. 3, the authorities will be here in a few minutes. 4, get in the car. Only Batman should be driving. He's like, get in the damn car.
And then he's like, we can't be out there on their own. But then, and this is kind of where this kind of stuff is better explained. And I feel like some of this stuff should have been in the, which is great, and now we're talking about, but should have been in that Red Robin issue, so that Tim didn't get, because I understand him being upset with Dick, obviously, but Dick did have good reasons for making Damian Robin. He just, at least as far as we can tell in the comics, didn't share those with Tim, which seems kind of ridiculous and out of character. Yeah. And so I think that's why it's so annoying. Yeah. Because, when Alfred's saying, we need to watch him, but I think that needs to be you. Alfred can already tell, Damian wants to fight crime, and Dick is the one who can help him do that. And so then Damian will respect Dick and listen somewhat.
But see, again, they need to do my suggestion, because, Alfred saying all his comments, the Bruce would just be met by a brick wall. I don't know, I got a few concrete barriers in here, and that an army of shrinks would need a half ton of C4 to... See, he needs to go to the shrink.
Exactly. Well, hey, back in the day... Okay, I'm gonna find that issue in New Teen Titans where he goes to the therapist and put it on the list for next year.
Fine, that's fine. But again, he's been
so we can read it.
But again, he's been through a lot since then. I mean, he's been raped twice, been shot in the head at least twice.
Yeah. Had his dad die, had his dad come back from the dead, his second dad die, then his second dad came back from the dead.
And forget what the...
he had his brother Jason come back from the dead.
I forget what not even just what the Joker's been doing to his brain the last few weeks.
Yeah. Well, I think what's nice and why I want to have us read that one is I do think that's actually pretty in character for Dick, definitely as he was written in New Teen Titans. Right. And it's kind of a little bit sad that later writers have leaned into no Bat would ever go to a therapist or a psychiatrist or a psychologist. Therapy's good. It's not bad. I mean, if you go to a bad therapist like Hugo Strange who's trying to mess with your brain, that's bad. But you go to a good one, that's not bad. Mm-hmm.
So, I like this. Dick, everything I am is because of him. I'm just not sure I can be him or that I want to.
Yes. Then Alfred, bring in the haymakers. And I must ask, just what the hell are you doing here?
Dick, you're right. I shouldn't be here.
And that's where they get the idea to move to Wayne Tower and the bunker.
Oh, very sad.
Which I think is kind of a cute, maybe cute's not the right word, but it's kind of a cool reflection of, back in 69 when Dick went to college, Bruce was like,
yep.
That's it, I can't stay in the cave anymore, Alfred. We need to go to the bunker. And now Dick's like, Bruce is dead. That's it. I can't stay in the cave anymore.
Yep. Yeah, because Dick's going to move into the penthouse in the Wayne Foundation.
The penthouse is where Dick or Bruce go when they miss each other.
Put their hand against the window. I miss you. Yes, and then the bunker.
I know you're out there.
Yes, and the cave's going to be in the bunker under the building. You do understand that the change in venue, he's telling Alfred, is more than a symbolic gesture, right? If I'm going to be Batman, it has to be me in there, not me just playing the part. I can't replace him. I won't. I have to honor the role, but it has to be mine.
Which is good, and I think that makes good sense. And it does also make sense with how this transition goes better, I would say, for Dick than it goes in Prodigal. I mean, number one, he's already done it for a little while before in the second one. But also, I think Prodigal, he was just trying to kind of let me slip in there and be as Bruce-like as I can. And this time, because he's older and knows himself better, he realizes, okay, yes, I can do I can do the things required of Batman, but I can't be Bruce Wayne Batman. I have to be Dick Grayson Batman.
And again, too, Prodigal, I mean, he was like 99% sure Bruce was coming back eventually. So it's like, I fill the role. I do it good for a couple weeks or months. No one will know Bruce was even gone, except for Gordon.
Right, yeah.
But now it's like, quote unquote, Bruce is dead. So it's like, this is going to be mine till the day I die. So.
Right, yeah, it's way different.
I better do it my way.
I did it my way. And now he has Damian, who's very different from Tim.
Yes, that was like the big selling point. It was like, you flip the script on Batman and Robin. Now you have the more lighthearted Batman, the more darker Robin.
And I think it worked pretty well.
Oh, yeah. That's what I said. I always say Dick is like, I think, a better father than Damian than Bruce ever is.
Yeah.
Because he's in touch with his feelings.
I would say, in a weird way, you could almost do it. It depends on how you define it. That Bruce is very much a sort of father in the sense of like, I sired you and you want my approval and I'm like somewhat distant and like hold the cards. So he's like a very old school like father from back in the day. Like, yes, I'm your father. I contributed genetic material for you and you want to please me for your inheritance. And Dick is more like a dad.
Yeah, I mean, well, Bruce and Damian are too much alike. They're both stubborn. Neither one of them wants to. Yeah, Dick is more willing to listen to people, and again, it's like, that was the best partner for Damian to start as Robin, too, because, Dick invented that role.
Right.
I don't think there's anything Damian could have gone through that Dick was like, wouldn't know how to, be like, oh, yeah, I remember that.
Right.
But yeah, this one just ends with the Scarecrow on the Gotham Bay Bridge, basically just gassing cops and
finally he appears,
making threatening people, making demands. Yeah, we don't see the fight, but yeah, at the end, last page, we see Dick show up as Batman. Yeah,
although I think it really truly ends with Dan DiDio, or however you say his name, his little note, who said I wanted to kill Dick Grayson, and telling us the saga of how the airport guy held his baggage hostage.
It's from Batman. Oh yeah, that's where I heard it. But yeah, I mean, it's from Batman and the Batman and Robin series. But I love that image.
I know, I like that one too. Yeah, of Dick and Alfred. Yeah, I think that's in the first one, right? We'll get to that next week.
I think, yeah. I know it's in that first arc for sure, but yeah, I think it might be the first issue. But yeah, I love that image, black and white color. I don't care. I love that image.
Yep, it's great.
All right, so let's jump into issue 2.
88.
Yeah, 688. Yeah, because that first one was like a standalone. These other four are like parts of the same story.
Oh, right. But yeah, they all go together really well.
So this one opens with a flash forward with someone beating Dick in the Batcave. Basically saying, why did you... I think, because I just took photos of the ones, the pages I want to talk about, where he's fighting, and there's, I guess, like a voiceover almost from somebody on the news who's saying, we don't know where this new approach is coming from, but we like it. This new Batman is working for us. And then there's the thing is Dick kind of smiling, like a little smirky smile. Yes, yeah, because they're doing a whole news report. Yeah. Oh, I forgot. This is penciled by Mark Bagley, like my favorite Spider-Man artist of all time. Oh, the art is pretty boss in this one. Yes. I mean, I think it's brilliant that they put Bagley on this because he's used, again, like drawing Spider-Man, like leaping around and stuff. So it's like, because in this news, oh sure, yeah. There's footage in this news report of Dick taking down a bunch of goons at the docks. He's leaping around all Dick style. Yep. But this one has one of my favorite exchanges with Dick and Alfred, where Dick's freaking out about the cape. Yes. It weighs a ton, and we've lined it 3 times, and I still feel like I've got a circus tent. Or, where does he call it, a Kevlar ball gown? I think that's my favorite description. Oh, yeah, because Alfred's like, you used to wear a cape. Yeah, but it was made of nylon and ended at my butt. Yeah. This is like wearing a ball gown made of Kevlar. Well, I love, one of the first things he's like, I had to turn my head an extra 15 degrees to get a clear look. You ever try that out while ducking a punch or mid-flip? And the flips, and Alfred's like, the capes still have too much drag. It weighs a ton. We've lightened it 3 times, and it still feels like I got a circus tent on my back. Yeah. But yeah, Alfred's like, I can't go out there and get killed. And I love the whole time, like, Alfred's little kind of grin. And then Alfred's like laughing. He's like, what? What's funny? He's like, forgive me, sir, but this is a conversational tone that I am unaccustomed to. Pacifying a neurotic Batman. He's like, oh, sorry. Guess I'm a bit of a handful. And he's like, no heavier a load, just a different set of luggage. But yeah, because he tells them, they can like make the eye holes bigger. And he's like, and in regards to the cape, he's like, your fighting style differs from Master Bruce. He was less airborne. Yeah. He's the brick wall style. There's several types of material we can, no. Dick and Damien practicing. Oh, see, I love this line. Dick saying, oh, yeah, I'm a bit of a handful. And Alfred says, no heavier load than I'm used to, sir. Just a different set of luggage. Yep. Alfred's so funny. But yeah, then we see Dick and Damien sparring. Yes. Big lesson. Don't anticipate. And then he's like, getting angry, that's bad. It makes you careless. And I'm not even an actual bad guy. Then Damien comes out of, you talk! You always talk so much. And yeah, Dick flips him on his back. Yes, I do. You should have used that line from the one of my favorite lines from that Under the Red Hood movie. I'm chatty. It's part of my charm. Well, he says, when I was your age, sporting the R on my chest, I never shut up, especially when fighting. It keeps me loose. My mind was going a mile a minute, just like my body. That worked for me. Bruce liked it because it distracted whoever we were battling. It's like, I'm not going to be your distraction. Yeah. Like, that's what he says. And I'm not you. And he's like, no, you're not. And I am not Bruce. We're just going to have to figure it out as we go. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the big heist in the beginning was, I guess, Penguin. I think was it Penguin's mob? Yeah, so Penguin's all mad. But yeah. Yeah, because Black Mask is kind of pulling strings, right, to get a bunch of criminals to do other stuff so that he can do good stuff. The new Black Mask. Yes, but yeah, I think Two-Face 2 is like trying to put the heat on Penguin, because the harder it is for Penguin, the better it is for Two-Face. Always, they're pinging each other off. It's like, I don't know, when you have siblings or something. If mom and dad are paying attention to the other kids, they'll ignore me and I can do whatever. But yeah, they show Two-Face after he's talking to one of his guys. He's watching the news, looking at this footage. Then they get a big image of Batman smiling. Yep. And he's like, oh, you want Batman on him? Yes. And then he's like, I want him going after Penguin, but he's not Batman. And then he, in 6
'89. He's busting in on that gambling boat or whatever.
Yep.
Says, "I'm a born entertainer."
Yes, I love that. Yeah, that page, he comes down and lands on the table.
Give him a show.
Ugh.
Don't just drop a smoke bomb. You can do something dramatic. I think one of the other things, because of course, in a next issue or whatever, Two-Face says something about it, but I don't think it's that. I mean, Two-Face is just trying to say that to get under the skin. I think it's partially, this is more his style, but also since Batman has been missing for a while, it's important to be on that people see Batman, so they're like, oh, he lives.
Yep. But yeah, I love this. Yeah, he's throwing smoke bombs and then just like diving out of the smoke to like.
Yep. And he's talking about how it's fun. They're brief moments, but it's fun.
And that is what this evening is actually about: ruining business.
That stellar ball gown, Kevlar ball gown.
The big, huge cape.
Yep. And then so Two-Face is all like, "All right, I need some teleporters." I'm like, okay.
Yep. Yeah, he's flipping that coin. Tell them the parameters, double the fee, bring anyone still interested. I'll tell them where they need to go. Again, looking at more footage at this time of this last battle. He's smiling again. He's happy. Batman happy. You don't see that every day. No, you sure don't. Harvey thinks he knows something.
He might. I like when Alfred's working over there and Dick's detecting on the computer, and he's like, "Alfred, how are you?" And I don't want a British stiff upper lip answer.
Oh yeah, because they were talking about, I guess Dick seems happy, and he's like, Dick's like, "Is there, basically something wrong with that?" He's like, "Quite the contrary. I will admit the exchanges I'm used to having while someone sat in that chair tended to have a tone of combativeness." So yeah, so he asks how Alfred how he's doing, and he's talking about Damien.
Alfred says, "You make it easy, Richard. You enjoy the light. I'm very grateful."
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and then Alfred found some of Bruce's drawings from when he was a kid while he's cleaning out some of the storage.
Yeah. Now Dick knows see it, but then we also get some sense, because I felt like in Prodigal, the whole thing, the overarching theme is like Dick is unsure of himself, and he's less unsure of himself here because he's, that stuff he was talking about with Alfred, where he makes that joke like, "Are you going to kiss me now?" Alfred's like, there we go. It's a sarcastic deflection. But he's like, okay, someone's setting me up. I know to look for landmines. So, he's not, not that he's an idiot, and I don't think they portray him as an idiot, but sometimes they portray him as not as smart as we would like, but they're getting it good. Like,
he knows. He's like, it's basically one criminal organization. He's like, I just don't know who's heading it.
Right, but I thought it was a good, a little bit of, he's a detective too, don't forget.
Mm-hmm.
And then, sorry, I'm not sure how much further it's in, but I like, and again, I think this is a really cool thing that also shows a little bit of a difference between Dick and Bruce, is when Dick goes to the fire and he has that foam that comes out of, I guess, the Batwing, it's the flying Batmobile. Anyway, yes. But he says, residents, the foam is non-toxic. Oh man, you know what he should have said? Citizens! to be a callback to 66.
Yes.
But then he says how Bruce developed the foam a few years back, but its only application was for combat. He has always kept his eye on the battle. And he's saying there's something to be learned from that, but also, and I don't know, it's not like I want to say that Bruce is not helpful, because obviously he's not.
Yeah.
But Bruce is maybe a little more, I don't want to make it sound like Dick's not focused either, but yeah, just how Bruce definitely is like eyes on the end game kind of thing. Like less distractible. I don't know.
Dick thinks more of the people on the side. Bruce was basically just, target, take him out.
Yeah. Anyway, so it's nice how he's like, oh yeah, I thought of a new use for this foam.
Yes, but then someone starts chucking large debris at the car.
Well, that's just rude.
Yes. Yeah, new weapons. He has Sonics. But But that,
yeah, it's a very fancy Batmobile.
Yes, well, they're attacking the building, and they tell Batman, "We'll leave the building alone if you come out of the car, because it's Clayface and a new guy, like a soldier that they said his name is Lau Blanco." Yeah. Alfred, I just stepped on a landmine. This is not good.
And now, boom. Dang, and you know what? This issue, I just took a big. It says these were $2.99. Aren't now the base price $3.99 for comics?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
Man, inflation! Look at that, kids.
Hey, comics industry, I just read a article today. They're saying Todd McFarlane's series Spawn is like for some reason it's going back up again. I think he said, was it last issue or the one that's coming out next week? Supposedly the orders were over 100,000, and they're like, maybe that part of that might have to do with the price is still only $2.99 on Spawn. So yeah, everything Marvel and DC is $3.99. So hey,
if only they went back to a dime.
Exactly. Hey,
they wouldn't make it. They would lose so much money if they sold these comics for a dime.
I know. I said put them on the cheap newsprint, man. I don't care. Just lower the price.
Right? Yeah. I mean, the paper is like pretty high quality now.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Cheap paper made your comics more valuable. If they can degrade, that makes them more valuable.
If they don't degrade.
That's what I'm saying. That's why they're worth more, because a lot of people won't take care of them. Yeah.
Right. Well, because those people were like 5 years old. So
exactly. But again, and hey, all the books are $3.99 now. At least Marvel, they give you a code with all their books too, so you get the print and digital version. DC.
Oh, see, DC was doing that for a while.
I know, but they don't do any. They were at least doing some of them. Now they're not doing any. Yeah, but Marvel, every book you buy, you get like a digital code with it, so you get both cop versions. Yeah,
that's pretty hot.
All right, so $6.90.
$6.90. All right, so he's. Oh no, sorry. This is him fighting.
Yeah, he jumps out of the car.
And that dude.
Yeah.
Just words of wisdom, how there's no such thing as a fair fight, just who's left standing.
He throws a little.
And then Two-Face gets his teleporters, and he finds out the woman. I don't know who she is. I don't know if they say who. I don't think it really matters, but she can teleport him to where an object was made.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he wants.
Because he pulls out a batarang, yeah.
And then the other guys get their bonus, which I believe is death.
Oh yeah, see, like he has a guy walk him out, and the guy just shoots them.
Yes.
Oh, there's two of them, and we only see one shot. So.
Well, maybe 2 teleporters, 1 bullet.
No, maybe.
I don't know.
You would have thought Two-Face wanted to keep 2 teleporters. Oh, get it?
Well, maybe that's why they only shot 1. I don't know. And then that's where Alfred is like, "There's a breach in the Batcave." What?
Well, first Alfred helps Dick out because he's wrapped up with Clayface, literally, and Alfred remote controls the Batmobile, helps him get loose.
And then, alert! Someone's in the Batcave. What?
Yeah, because after...
All right, I'm gonna go. And then he sees the penny scratched. How dare someone deface the penny from the penny plunderers? Rude.
No, but yeah, he's looking around. Yeah, there's still stuff left in the cave. You know, the big penny, the dinosaur. Looks like there's a few other things.
Right, because where the heck... And I'm still wondering, when they cleared the cave out, where exactly did you store this giant penny and that dinosaur?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, did you ask Superman to, like, take him to the Fortress of Solitude for safekeeping or something? Or is there, like, a super secret storage room in the Batcave where they stuck all this stuff?
I guess there could be, like, lower depths to that cave, I guess.
Anyway, alright, Dick comes in and sees the penny. Gasp, and then he gets hit with a bunch of tranquilizer darts, and he says,
Or in the back.
Cocky, I thinned out the body armor for maneuverability, but it left me vulnerable to high-powered tranquilizers.
Yep. Then he hears a voice. Just 2 questions for you. Who are you and where's the real Batman? Because, yeah, I can see Two-Face in a weird Batman suit.
Yep.
A Two-Face version.
Exactly. So, oh no, what's gonna happen?
So yes, so that
now we get to 691.
Yep.
Two-Face is like,
yeah, we basically get that scene from 680, beginning of 688.
How do you feel? Think Batman can be replaced? Which I guess, I mean, I don't know. I suppose as expecting villains to be logical is not a reasonable expectation. I don't know. But it's all like, who are you? How do you think you could just put on his cowl? Like, really, you wouldn't assume that it was someone like Nightwing that would be in the cowl?
I know, especially like that. Those last couple issues of Dick's Nightwing series weren't him and Two-Face like going at it. So it's like, what? Wouldn't he just assume that was Dick? I don't know.
I guess it's more dramatic this way.
Yeah, I mean, unless he was suspecting and didn't. Well, maybe because it'd be easier to convince Two-Face otherwise if they don't have him believing it's Nightwing. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I suppose.
But yeah, no, Dick's all tranked up. So yeah, that's. Two-Face isn't really wearing that bat suit. It's just a hallucination.
Yep, he's just wearing a regular old Two-Face suit.
Well, he's wearing Batman gloves, but nothing.
But a Two-Face suit.
Who are you? I'm Batman. No, you're not. I know.
Then he's like, I couldn't figure out why the Bat liked having his picture taken. He became a media whore.
He does. He actually says it. Yeah.
Yep.
In hindsight, I think someone was
you don't move like him. You're lighter. You get off your feet a lot more. And you smile.
Again, why wouldn't he suspect Dick?
Yeah, I was going to say, because it's like, you get off your feet more and you smile. That kind of sounds like Nightwing.
I mean, but the body type and that MO, it's Nightwing.
Right, I know. Yeah, it's weird. One of those, because I'm like, does Gordon ever directly say it? I mean, maybe Gordon doesn't straight up say it, but yeah. I mean, Gordon seems pretty much to know.
Yeah, well, I think Harvey, I think they basically, I forget, it might have been more in Batman and Robin, but I mean, they basically did everything but come out and say Gordon knew. And I'm pretty sure he knew it was Nightwing, because he was like, at one point he's like, oh yeah, my cops like you better than him, than Bruce. But yeah, no, Dick's trying to tell him, well, this is garbage, then I've changed. And he's like, no, lots of things changed, but not Batman. Again, like Two-Face is like obsessed like the Joker. No, not Batman. He's the one constant in the universe. Batman does not change.
Right. So, and that makes sense that Two-Face would also be kind of obsessed about this. But then this part, I'm like, what? Where he's like, I've been hiring teleporters for years trying to hop in here. He has disruptors and barriers going 24/7, supernatural barricades. I'm like, are you for real?
Yes, and because we see a flashback of him having Warp trying to open the because that's the one in was it an issue 2 back? He's like, where's Warp? Oh, he's dead.
Right. Yeah. So it's like, okay.
And but again, is this them trying to say he knows it's Nightwing because he's like, oh, you left the tent flap open? Or is that just a big coincidence? They said tent.
Oh, I assume he's just, saying like, yeah.
And here I am. You're not.
I feel like, shouldn't Bruce have, I mean, because seriously, who would think you need to put magical safeguards up on the Batcave? Like, Bruce, shouldn't you have written that down somewhere? And also, like, how do these magical safeguards work? Like, what, they only work if someone's in the cave? Like,
I took that as they had to be renewed every so often, It's like you have to like renew your virus protection on your computer. Yeah.
You gotta renew your teleporter defenses. Well, shouldn't Bruce have like a Batcave, you get when you for your car, recommended service schedule. Shouldn't he have like a Batcave service schedule?
And what?
Every 4 years in September, you need to renew.
Alfred, I mean, Batman writes Batman keeps files on everything. Don't you think that would be in the computer somewhere? And 2, even if it wasn't, don't you think Alfred would know that if no one else? I mean, the guy cleans the damn thing.
And that's the thing that's what really stuck in my mind. And I was like, are you for real? Like, seriously, even magical safeguards? This is ridiculous. But really, aside from that, like, actually, I think the issue is good.
Yeah.
It's just the sort of like, okay, for real, you have magical teleportation.
I buy that because especially at this point, they were writing Bruce as like, he's the guy who prepares for every eventuality, no matter how far-fetched it was. And 2, I mean, I get it. I mean, once you're like with the Justice League and you're messing with guys who, maybe magic. I mean, I could see that maybe.
Yeah.
Because I know like
I mean, I can can see that, but on the other hand, it also just feels a little over the top.
Yeah, because too, like I said, the whole Justice League connection, and like I know for the longest time, I don't know if at this point he still had it, but I mean, in the Batcave, I mean, he had like a teleporter that took you straight to like their satellite. So it was like,
right,
unless that's them just like protecting their, any access to the Justice League satellite or whatever. But yeah, Two-Face, Harvey's like, where is he? Dead, crippled, insane. I'm right here. I am Batman. You're not Batman. Where is he? I am Batman. And as always, I will beat you. Oh, they give him more tranks. Oh, no. That's not tranks.
No, he gets shot with
adrenaline. Yeah.
He says, I'm still Batman. You can't see that, Harvey. I can change. And he's like, it's you. Okay.
Oh, yeah, because he gets shot with adrenaline by someone. Hint, hint. But yeah, he's basically just like yelling at Harvey from the darkness. You have broken into my house. And if you know me so well, you must know I don't tolerate burglars. You are right. This is the inner sanctum. And there's no place on earth where I'm more powerful. You're trapped. You're trapped with me. Hear that, Kristen Bale.
Whiskey and thumbtacks.
But yeah, so he's just like beating on Harvey. I know it's hard to believe I could change, Dent. It must be almost impossible for someone like you. You're stuck in amber, obsessed with routine, split down the middle. But it's not all light and darkness. There's gray. You can see that. I'm not like you. I can change, but I am still Batman. I guess it's the beating that convinces him. Yeah, Harvey's like, it is you.
Well, and I think this stuff about like, I don't tolerate burglars. This is my inner sanctum. That feels kind of Brucey.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe then when later he's like, okay, that was luck, and Alfred's like, we have become inattentive as much as I loathe agreeing with Mr. Dent. It's like, yeah, Bruce had safeguards on the cave. So many. But if we're not actively utilizing, if we're not physically here, no one to repair the chinks in the armor. So it does kind of make me feel like there's some kind of connection between them not being in the cave and the magical safeguards not working.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, just to let everyone know, yeah, Two-Face is on his way to jail and gets broken out by Black Mask and his people, who basically tells him, yeah, Penguin's working for me. He's like, you're going to work for me. And Two-Face is like, well, if I don't want to, he's like, Black Mask's like, you either leave town or you die. And Two-Face is like, okay, I'm leaving. Which I don't think we're going to cover it in the issues we're covering. Do you want to know who the new Black Mask is?
Yeah, who is it?
Jeremiah Arkham. So, yes, that's how.
Oh, is that where the Arkham Reborn series comes in?
I think so. But yeah, that's where he's getting his all his minions from, yeah. But then we see Alfred and Dick back in the cave, and it's like, it's nothing short of miraculous that, Two-Face didn't make it upstairs. He may not have known there was an upstairs.
Right, that's where I got the one where he's saying, if we're not actively utilizing it, not physically here all the time, no one to repair the chinks in the armor, which is what makes me think it's somehow, the magical safeguards are somehow connected with them being there.
Yeah.
So I guess since they're not going to be there, that's why they hide everything.
Well, yeah. Well, Dick says this isn't a museum. It was an arsenal, a laboratory, a war room. But the warrior's gone, and we're not honoring him by leaving it like this. Yeah. Again, especially if you guys aren't going to be here, no one's going to see it anyway. Right. So we leave it as Bruce found it, dark and empty. It's what he would have wanted us to do. But yeah, eventually they show like everything's pretty much gone. 31 hours later. Yeah, it took them 31 hours to clear out that cave.
I mean, that seems kind of fast, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, unless they didn't take a break,
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they went 31 hours straight. Yeah, well.
And like the last two, so the last two things left are the Batman and Robin costume in the cases. So
yeah, don't they?
Well, Dick said.
No, wait, that's right. Well, they take them both. They're not going to take the Batman one. They take them. And yeah, I mean, it makes sense, Dick being like, yeah, I'm not going to take Jason's.
Well, yeah, he says you can put Jason's in storage. He goes, with all respect, that was Bruce's cross to bear, not mine.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
They'll take the Batsuit with them. And then, Dick's. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, that's right. The cowl comes to the bunker. That's right.
But yeah, he's taken down the display cases. He's like, wait a minute. The base on the Robin one is hollow. And so he cuts it open and finds like a flash drive.
Yeah, and then he's like, it's something about his parents. And isn't that never talked about again? Don't they not resolve that?
I'm pretty sure, because I think they changed writers, because this was Judd Winnick, and I think I don't know if it was immediately after this, but yeah, he left the book. So yeah, that never got resolved, yeah.
Yeah, so
basically Bruce, because Bruce had something about Dick's parents dying, and it's like, well, why would he hide that? Yeah, it's never resolved.
I'm just going to assume that, I don't know, Bruce looked up Dick's early life, and then he was embarrassed that he was scoping it out, so he hid it.
If you really wanted to headcanon it, I mean, we don't get the Court of Owls until New 52, but what if Bruce was starting to see the Court of Owls connection?
There you go. That'll work.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So.
Yeah, I do kind of wonder what they had planned for that. On the other hand, I'm kind of glad because, like, Dick's origin is really good. Stop messing with it. Stop trying to make his parents into more stuff. That was one of the things that I liked about that goofy thing that with the Cravia or whatever, where there was something in there that it actually really, it was just, people thought Dick's parents had seen something.
Yes.
So it was like, it wasn't connected. It didn't change the origin story or anything like that. So if they did something like that, I would have wanted it to be something that, it turns out it wasn't connected.
And I mean, I get that after decades of being around, they want to like always like, revamp and modernize the origins and stuff. But it's like, stop, not just Dick, just like all these characters, it's like quit adding stuff to the origin. It's like, it's like if you want to do little things, it's like to modernize it. Yeah, Bruce Wayne, his parents are killed in front of him. Yeah, Dick, his parent, again, his parents were killed in front of him at the circus. But it's like, because they all do that, because that's what Lilith and I were talking about the other night. We were talking about all the DC books. I'm like, it seems like the last 10 years or so, it's like everything with Superman is like has to revolve around Krypton or Kryptonians, General Zod. It's like, okay, we get it. The planet blew up how many, like 30 or more years ago.
Yeah, if you have this if you come up with this amazing origin story, but maybe use it for a new character, or
just keep going in the present. Quit going back to the origins and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Again,
yeah, I think it's a kind of a sign of our cultural thing, because as one thing that's been pointed out is, I mean, when Batman in the first few issues, Batman didn't have an origin. It was like, he's a dude who fights crime. Like, that's it. We don't need an origin. He just wants to fight crime. Done.
And it's like, they keep wanting to retell origins. It's like, especially with like Batman and Superman, who doesn't know the origin of Batman and Superman?
Right, yeah, exactly. And honestly, same thing with Dick. Like, Dick has one of the more famous origin stories.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'd say a little bit, people were like, what's his story? Because of the 60s show.
Well,
but then also, because it's like trapeze artist, that kind of sticks in your brain.
Well, and again, they've told it how many times in the comics. And then if you didn't read the comics, I mean, they did it in Batman the Animated Series. They did it in Batman Forever.
Right, yeah. So, yeah. I mean, I will say it worked well for Jason to get a new origin, since basically his origin was just a ripoff of Dick's origin. But yeah, otherwise, it gets confusing. And like Wonder Woman, man, she's had a lot of different origins. They're always changing her up too.
Oh yeah, they really messed her up in New 52. Yeah.
I mean, at least she's always been an Amazon, but then she goes from being like an Amazon to being made out of clay to being Zeus's daughter or something, and then.
Oh yeah.
Well, and then they do the same goofy stuff with Donna Troy.
Yeah, I know. Like, Wonder Woman used to be one of Lilith's favorite characters, and like she don't even read it anymore. And yeah, she's just like, they totally messed that character up. So, was this
kind of like him? Well, actually, I mean, whatever. It's just that I guess their obsession with everybody being young is when they had to change Barbara from Commissioner Gordon's officially his daughter to maybe his niece. But then sometimes it seems unclear, because they talk about James Jr. as being her brother.
Well, right now I think she is actually his daughter again.
Yeah, but there was like a while where they had switched that.
Yeah, because he kind of adopted his brother's daughter. Yeah, they kind of did that. Yeah,
after they died, yeah.
Yeah, but
I think it was like, we don't want Commissioner Gordon to be too old.
Or he was too old to be her
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I never really quite understood.
Well, they've kind of
most of the time they're always trying to de-age the heroes.
Yeah. Well, he's kind of since New 52 or so, they kind of de-aged Gordon too. So I guess it's okay for him to be the father now.
Right, I get, yeah. I don't know.
All right, so
It's just one of those things that kind of seems like, why?
Yeah.
Why would you add this extra layer of complication when you don't need to?
Yes. So you enjoyed this one?
I did, because it has good Dick and Alfred repartee. It has some great quotes. This is like a ball gown made of Kevlar, which is pretty awesome.
Yes, the art is good. Yeah.
Yep. I'm a neurotic Batman. I feel you there.
Someone should make a meme of that. Just take the Hugo Strange. I am the model of mental health, and then next to it put, I am a neurotic Batman.
Yeah. Although, what was it? A neurotic, calming a neurotic Batman.
Yes.
Yeah, you could change it slightly. But you need to put that with this picture where he's going like that. And he's like,
Oh, yes.
Where he's like, I've got a circus tent on my back.
Yep.
But it's actually Alfred pacifying a neurotic Batman. But if he just says, I'm a neurotic Batman. Like, yeah. And you can see the very start of a better relationship with Damian.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it's a really good one. Dick really shines. We see what he's, doing a little detective-ing, but also we see his desire to help. The only thing that throws me off is I'm just like, oh, for real? You have to have Batman so prepared that he even has stuff up to prevent magic teleportation. Whatever.
I don't know. Again, just story plot. They had, he had the
right. I mean,
Harvey.
it's not like I think it's one of those things that, yes, I go with it. It just kind of gives me pause because I'm like, for real.
Yeah, I mean, that's them, as time marches on, they keep putting Batman more entrenched in that superhero world, the Justice League, and superpowers. I miss, again, my heyday, the late 80s, early 90s. They kind of kept the Bat family in their own little pocket in Gotham, and, there really wasn't many superpowers. You can get Clayface every so often or something, but besides that, it was just, I don't know.
I just think it's because it's, again, that sort of, Bruce Wayne is prepared for anything.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Really.
Oh, yeah, Bat God. Yeah, they really played with that ever since, the 90s. Yeah, he's prepared for anything.
That's the only thing, because otherwise I think it's pretty good. And so, yeah, it's not like anything against Judd Winnick for using it. It's just this again.
Yeah, no, that's definitely in character for that Batman of that era.
Right,
oh,
yeah. It's just, I'm kind of like, oh, brother.
Just your preference, yeah.
Yeah, it just seems, I mean, there's being prepared, and then there's ridiculous.
We enjoyed the story.
But yeah, no, the story's good. Like I said, it has choice quotes.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Kevlar ball gown. I pretty much always think of that when I think of the Batcave now. Kevlar ball gown.
All right. Well, coming up next week is we'll be covering some Batman and Robin issues from Batman Reborn. Well, the first issue, of course, and then 10 through 16.
Awesome.
Yep. I think prepare yourselves. This was the first time Dick was shot in the head.
Awesome.
That was the back of the head, though.
Yeah, the second time is what, the side? It's right over
yeah, because I remember, yeah. So, I wonder if they're ever going to show that scar again, or if it's just going to we're just going to forget about that.
No, he's going to grow a flowing mullet again to cover it.
Till people forget after a couple years, yeah.
Obviously.
And then in 2 weeks, we'll be covering the Justice League of America issues, 49 through 60.
Sweet.
Dick's Angels, almost a exclusively female Justice League.
Awesome.
Only Dick can make that work. That's right. And then starting in 3 weeks, we'll be doing 1, 2, 3. Again, yeah, that's right. 4 weeks of the Black Mirror from Detective Comics. So
exciting.
871 through 881. So yes,
good to go into depth for that, because the Black Mirror routinely appears on lists of the best Batman stories, and that makes me happy since it's Dick as Batman.
Yes, and maybe we'll get some extra hits with, if we label Black Mirror from that TV show.
People are like, what are you talking about? I'm so confused.
So yes, and then remember, it's towards the end of October, we're going to be talking to Cal Higgins about his new 52 Nightwing run. So send your questions in.
Yeah, I think about a month, maybe a little less than a month.
Yeah, maybe a little less. It might be like...
Yeah, it's the 19th.
Yes, so yeah. So I was going to say late October. Yeah, so send your questions in for that. All right, so yes, email, send your thoughts on all those issues, your questions, anything to capesandlunatics@gmail.com. Call the voicemail, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember to follow Nightwing News on Facebook. We have a Facebook page and a Facebook group. Twitter. And then follow Capes and Lunatics, various shows. Yeah, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Find the link to the YouTube channel. You can go subscribe. You can watch us right there. Links to the Patreon, merchandise, all of it, all in one convenient place. That's Linktree, linktr.ee/capesandlunatics. And remember to support the sponsors: Tweaked Audio, Hunt a Killer, Pod Life the book, now digital and paperback. And while you're buying books, go pick up Dick Grayson, Boy Wonder, written by a crazy person, a very cold person. And when you go to buy those and more on Amazon, use the link for Southgate Media Group right down there in the show notes. Help us support this show, the network, and that crazy rogue himself, Rob Master Doom Southgate.
Make it rain, so says Master Doom. Come on, Phil, say Gotham.
No. And you always throw me off because everyone else has plugs, and you're just like, no. All right. No Mystic Defense.
Trying to streamline the operation.
She's so complacent. No Mystic barriers, nothing.
None of that.
Wearing that circus tent on her back.
Right. Although I will say, if I could have a superpower, I would want teleportation so that I could just go somewhere and see cool stuff whenever I want.
That'd be nice. I was going to say probably flight for me, but yes, teleportation a lot quicker.
I'd be thinking like, oh man, I need this document for research. I'm just going to teleport over to England and go get it. So awesome.
Time travel. You could see medieval times.
That's true.
All right, everyone. Again, come back next time, Batman and Robin. But until then, join us. Same wing time.
Same wing channel.
The Nightwing News. Keep flying.
Well, we could have said Bat time this time.
That's true.
Batman.
Next couple weeks.
That's right.